Ladies and gentlemen, we've finally done it. We've got ourselves a second car, but I'm not entirely sure it was a good idea. So just a little backstory on the car, I got it for free. The owner I know very well, as it's my girlfriend, and it's been sat in her driveway for about a year now. So it's not in the best of conditions, that's for sure. I have done a few bits off camera, well at least tried to. I tried to take all the wheels off. I got all three off, so I got the front left and the two rears off, but the front right, I cannot get it off. There is one nut that is stopping me. So the issue with this wheel is I got every nut off, apart from one. And I was trying everything, and it actually ended up snapping. So this is a double-sided like breaker bar, so you can have the half and then the 3/4 on this side, and it snapped it clean off. So sadly I didn't get that on video. I just thought I'd be able to break them all off with it. They're all very rusty. There's a lot of rust on the brakes. I got that side off and it was pretty awful. I'll show you in a second actually. It's also got a screen wash hose problem. So I've got some little hose connectors coming today, so it should fix that. I've ordered a new rear wiper. I got a new number plate bulb. It doesn't have an MOT, so I need to get it through the MOT. And on the rears, it's got drums, which I've never dealt with before. So I've took the back left one off, just so that if I need to replace them, it's not completely seized. So we're gonna try and do the front right now. Let's see how long this takes, because the back left one took me a good maybe 20 minutes or so. I'm confident I'll be able to get it off. So let's go do that. So I've already had this wheel off, because just to check the drum basically, and I cleaned it up a bit. Well, cleaned the outside of it up, obviously not the inside. So let's jack this up. I've got it on chocks at the front. I've got the handbrake off. It's spinning already, which is much better than the other one. I wasn't moving at all. So basically all I want to do is go around with a hammer and basically just loosen the rust inside, because you're just trying to get it over the lip. So this one's looking a lot better. There it is. Wow, that was a lot easier than the last one. But I don't know how thick these are supposed to be. So I'm not sure how much pad you're supposed to have on here. Like, I don't know how much thicker it will get, but there's a few almost like lines and things like that, and it's obviously very rusty. This one's much better than the other side. Like on the other side, this spring was completely rusted, and you couldn't see this gold, like the colour of these. They're sort of like a goldy copper sort of colour. So here we have the front left brake on this car. As you can see, it's pretty rusty, isn't it? It's very bad. So I think the discs are gonna have to come off, and we're gonna have to replace them. So the caliper was pretty seized on because it was so rusty, and I had to give it a few whacks with a hammer. Next up was taking off the disc, and this screw was pretty tight, most likely due to rust, but I managed to crack it off eventually. And just take a look at how bad these brake discs really look. And then I went to put on the new ones, and once again I've managed to mess it up. It is the incorrect part, and they do not fit on my car, and I wasn't very happy, as you can tell from my reaction. Parts you can trust. Fucking can't. It's been a while since I've done anything on the car. We had to get ourselves a new caliper and a new brake hose. The old one is in this old washing up bucket. The piston was battered and everything was seized on, and you know, that kind of stuff. So we're going to fit the new hose onto the car, because we don't have any pads yet. So I'm not going to put that on obviously without pads, because that's not possible. So we're going to fit this to the car in preparation for when the new pads arrive. Right, so you're not really going to be able to see up in here, but basically I've just got to put this, I'll leave that over there, up through there. Has to go in a specific way, I do believe. Oh, it's a bit too hot for this. It appears that's as tight as it's getting. So I was told to keep these, well, I was told online to keep these bits, because obviously this bit slots. So now we just got to wait for the pads to arrive and we can fit the caliper. I'm hoping that'll come off with when I brake. So it's a new day and it's just been for its MOT and it's failed. It's failed on a few things, but the list really isn't as long as I was expecting. It's really not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I didn't think the rear brakes would pass, but they have, and the handbrake apparently is good enough to pass the MOT. So we've got 3 major defects and 3 advisories. We're only going to do the major defects for now because I just want this car on the road. The advisories are not massive deals. We've got both front tyres are damaged or cracking, and then we've got a tie rod, the near side tie rod. It says has slight play, so it's not like it's fully gone. Otherwise, it would be a major defect. So we're going to do the major defects. So we've got drive shaft secure and bolt loose, near side front inner. I can't tell if that means the hub bolt, the 36mm on the wheel, or there's a bolt somewhere on the inside of the car. We'll have a look. We'll get to the bottom of that. Brake pipe likely to become detached or damaged near side front. So that was me leaving a clip off. I'm not sure where the clip's gone. I think I might have thrown it in the bin, but hopefully not. So we'll have a look for that. And then last but not least, we've got exhaust emissions exceed manufacturer's specified limit. And we've got the emissions test. So they do 6, I think they rev it 6 times, or they let it run. I'm not entirely sure. And I believe the maximum is 1.5. And the maximum number I hit, was 1.57 on the first run. And then the rest went 0.25, 1.2, 0.7, 0.2, 0.2. If I'm correct in saying that it's 1.5 is the maximum, I failed by 0.7. Oh no, sorry, it says here the limit is 1.55. So I've actually failed by 0.2. Oh my god. Well, that's frustrating. But it has been sat for a year. The fuel that is in it is at minimum a year old, at least. So that's been sat in it. Hasn't had an oil change for about 3 years, I believe, or a service for 3 years. So that means all the filters, oil filter, oil, the air filter, the fuel itself is all just really old. I'm surprised it's done that well considering how bad it sounds and how like chuggy it sounds. But we're going to start off with the hub bolt. We're just going to check if it's tightened up, and we'll go from there because everything's on the near side anyway. So we'll take the wheel off and hopefully I can find the clip for the brake hose. If not, I'm sure they're easy to source, and then yeah, we'll go from there. Okay, so as much as I don't want it, I've got to go under the car because it's one of the drive shaft bolts that connects to the gearbox. Oh wait, I can see them here. So one of them's loose. I believe I found it instantly. Right, I can see the bolt, but I'm a little bit worried that it's rounded off because it doesn't look too healthy. There's a lot of grease though, which is not good news. Coming out of the, because it's obviously the drive shaft's been spinning, and whilst that bolt's slightly out, so it's damaged the boot. Get out. Can I take it out with my hand? It's moving. Yeah, I think I can get it out. Look at that. That's completely Oh, if it focuses, it's completely circle. I think. Oh no, my thing's just too big. That's what she said. What about a 12? That'd be a bit of a weird. It's a 12. Maybe it's not rounded. Yeah, it's going in. Right. It's not, and it's not rounded off. Which is brilliant fucking news. Question is it threaded? Is that why it wasn't? Oh, it stopped spinning. There we go, we're fully seated. So that's number 1 of 3 done. Next is this. Now I'm gonna have to go up the scrapyard and nick one off of a car because I've misplaced the other one stupidly. I've probably thrown it away. There we go, that's on. So let's put the wheel back on now. There we go. Right, so the next thing was the emissions, and we've got ourselves an air filter and we've got ourselves some diesel cleaner, and we're going to give it a little run because it hasn't properly ran in a while, and I'm going to get some new fuel for it, and then surely that's going to drop it like what, at minimum 0.5. So we're going to pop the Phillips screw, what is it? Phillips screws? Looks like it. Off of the air filter box, and we'll replace that for the first time in 3 years, I believe. Just put it on the floor. There we go. Right, hopefully my other one looks the same as that. I don't think it's gonna. Oh, it does. I mean, apart from the colour. Jesus. Okay, yeah. So we got the old one here, full of whatever that is. And we got the lovely new one. Let's chuck her in. So that's the new air filter done. So at this point I thought I'd go around the car and see if I could find any exhaust leaks. The car's really loud from the front but not really from the back, so I thought it could possibly be a engine mount problem. I'm not entirely sure. As you can see, the engine mount's got a lot of movement, and the one underneath as well has a lot of movement, so it could be all three possibly. Especially when the car starts, because the engine moves a lot when it starts up. So at this point I took it back for its MOT, and let's find out if it actually passed. So guys, we just got back from its second MOT, and I'm happy to say it's finally passed. So the first time I took it there, the mechanic took me into the garage and told me it had an exhaust leak. I wasn't entirely sure, so obviously you saw in the last clip I was checking the car to see if there was anything that I could see. Turns out there wasn't, and I was correct in saying that there wasn't an exhaust leak. So on the first MOT he tested the emissions 6 times and it failed on one of them, on the first one by 0.2 opacity, whatever that means. And then he tested it again on the second attempt and it passed first time with a 0.11, which is a massive jump from 1.5. It might be due to, before I took it to the MOT place, I took a longer drive, got the revs higher, and it was blowing black smoke out the rear, out of the exhaust. In my mind it was good at the time because it was clearing out the exhaust from what had been just sitting in there for all that that entire year, because eventually the black smoke did stop, which meant it had cleared all of the stuff that was in the exhaust out. But we do have a few more things to do. We've got 2 tyres, which is both of the front tyres, and we've got a steerage linkage ball joint has slight play near side front inner, tie rod has slight play. So I'm going to do the tie rod steerage linkage ball joint. I don't know if that's just another name for the tie rod. I think it is. So I'm gonna do the tie rod. It's like a £10 part, so it's a nice easy fix. And then, as you saw from the previous clips, the engine is moving a whole lot. So I'm going to start with that front driver's side engine mount, and then we'll see how that goes. See if that actually improves anything. If not, I'll most likely end up doing all 3. I don't want to, because they're quite expensive parts for what they are. They're like £70 each. The cheapest one is the bottom one, which is 30, and then you've got a £60 and then you've got a bigger one on the passenger side, which is like 70, 80. I don't want to do them all, because this car only cost us £500 to buy. So like the cheaper it is to fix it all and everything, the better. I'm going to do a service, an oil change. Engine oil is the main thing that I'm going to do. So we've got engine oil. So we've got an engine service. We've got the near side tie rod. And I'm going to find some tyres somewhere for the front 2. And then we've got the driver's side engine mount. And that'll be in another video, because this one's taking me ages to actually get it out. And it's going out today as I'm recording this. Once we've done all that, we can start the air compressor, and I've got a few other bits for the Civic Type R. I've got some mud flaps I want to install. I've got obviously the aircon, which is going to be a big job. I'm going to be replacing the belt that goes around the alternator and the air compressor. So I'm looking forward to that, because the car's going to feel really nice after that, and it's going to be like proper luxury. And I also need to do the rear shocks and change the rear springs. So I haven't done that, even though I did the front ones, but I just didn't get around to doing the rear ones. So I need to do the shocks and springs on the rear as well. So we've got quite a few bits to do. So that'll be in another few videos now. So if you enjoyed, leave a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you think engine mount is the right play, or if it's something else, or anything like that. And subscribe if you're new around here, because it would really help me out. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.